to Let's Talk Antiques on Thunder Radio. No, I'm not Howard. I'm going to try my best to get us through, though, everybody. I'm going to try not to...
You've done it before. You could do it with your eyes closed.
That's no problem for you, Josh.
Listen to this. Flatter Me Wednesday.
Yeah.
David Pennington, Phillip, and Ronnie in the studio with us today.
By the way, the morning show's really sounding good.
Tell me it's better than Tiffany.
I think it's your assistant.
Tell me it's better than Tiffany. Say it out loud.
She might be listening.
I know she's listening.
That's why we're not
But you
saying.
do have a good partner.
Yes, well, she makes it go, just like everything else. If that her, I'm not sure that I would eat or have any new clothes that are clean. So, and she makes
By the way,
go.
is that shirt pink or is it salmon?
This is pink.
Okay.
This is a pink shirt.
Now, why is Phillips
I don't think it's the same color.
Because it's not the same
I
color.
think it's just a shade of pink.
Yeah.
Where your mic is hot pink would be the word.
Yeah,
for
you
that.
ain't kidding. Mine would be one of those Chrysler cars. You know, they have all them hot-looking colors, those
There you go.
greens
Exactly, yeah.
and pinks, and I don't know about blues and stuff.
Okay, today's subject.
These are new colors, not antique colors.
There you go.
Yeah.
And then they can hear us where, Philip? They can watch us and hear us?
You can.
Thank you, Ronnie.
You can listen to us on Thunder Radio if you're up at 9 a.m. There you go, every Wednesday morning.
Yeah, they've been listening for 20 years, right?
There you go. And you can catch us a replay, television replay on Charter Channel 193 or LightTube Channel 6. You can also find us on Facebook and YouTube 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So please watch, like, share.
Did you get the FM
Enjoy that
side?
stuff. No,
Well, go ahead and tell them about the FM. Look up there so you know which one it is.
well,
Say
it's
it.
107.9
There you
in
go.
Manchester, and the Tullahoma when I
What is it, Josh?
106.7.
There you
in
go.
Tullahoma. 1320.
I tell you what, if you can't listen to this show or watch it, there's some bad problems. You
yeah,
know.
they're true.
Hey, you can
are
listen to
shut
us live
away.
anywhere in the world. You
Worldwide,
can stream
huh?
us right off the
Yeah, you can
website.
There you go.
Thunder1320.com.
Thunder 1320s.
They
Hey,
can listen to us all the way over in Europe.
App.
Are we talking about World War II stuff today?
yeah, you want to,
Yeah. I guess that's what
Now-
else we're
now-
talking about. So
now, Josh.
You can listen to us all the way over there in Germany.
Josh?
Mm-hmm.
You used to be an editor, right?
I was for a little bit.
And you've done a lot of news stories, and you have done stories on Camp Forrest, right?
Yes.
And you've done stories on World War II around here. Yeah. There is a lot of history. People don't realize there's still foxholes out in the woods. You know, where I live, of course.
I've never heard this before, Dave. So.
Yeah, of course,
It's
Mr.
a new
Howard.
story for everybody.
Okay.
Of course, Mr. Howard, he's cleaned the land up, but prior to him cleaning the land up, there was all kinds of foxholes. And you know, my daughter, she lives over at the country club. She bought some more land going down to the river, and guess what's over there? Foxholes.
Really?
Yeah, they actually, I mean,
What are the dimensions of a foxhole, David?
Well, I'm going to just roughly guess 4 by 8, something like that.
You think that? Okay, all right.
Yeah. I'm just guessing. Maybe,
Bigger than a
maybe
fox.
3 by 7.
Okay, all right.
It's bigger than a fox.
It is.
Yeah.
It'll hold more. I don't know how many bushels of leaves it'll hold, though. You know,
Yeah.
most of them are
So it's
not
not
a lot
like
of
2
leaves.
foot square and 5 foot deep.
No,
kind
it
of thing.
hasn't been that long ago that they were still finding live artillery out behind Jack Daniels out that way.
Well, I'll tell you something else. Even at the base, they've got it gridded off now. Matter of fact, Max Northcutt, I think he did the gridding, and they're still finding live ammo.
Yeah, I noticed they've got signs up there saying, "Don't go walking around here," kind of stuff.
Careful what you
Yeah.
step on.
Yeah.
We didn't
Watch
have
your step.
those signs when I was a kid because we used to ride our motorcycles out in there. They
Lucky you're still here, David.
yeah. Well, we never run over. Evidently, we
Anything
hadn't.
important.
Well, I tell you what happened.
Or it
though.
didn't work.
Let me tell you a real quick story. Then we need to talk about. We'll start out with Miss Taylor. You know, she's wrote a couple of books.
Right.
Elizabeth has on Camp Forrest, and she's working on 3 and 4. And guess a friend of mine, Robert, who has a bunch of World War II letters from Camp Forrest and all kinds of uniforms. And
Yeah.
anyway, he's going to get to contribute to the book, and so am I. I even got some Camp Forrest stuff.
Of course.
But speaking about Camp Forrest, Josh, so I'm like 15, and my brother Terry, he's like 14. We got motorcycles, right? 80 Yamahas. So, and there's a bunch of us, like 10 of us decided to go riding out at the base, go at the end of Hills Chapel, take off out there through the dirt road. So we're riding out there, and there's
Trespassing.
No roads. No, it wasn't trespassing. They didn't care back then.
No, they're not.
No, not back then. They do now. No, people always, everybody rode. But anyway, so we're riding through them old roads, and of course they've took bridges out, right? So we're leading the pack, my brother, and he's doubling somebody, and so we come to this place where you have to go down the gully and come back up because they took the bridge out. Well, Terry didn't see that part. So we're down in the gully,
Yeah.
and we look up, and here's Terry and his friend sailing over us. And it broke his leg, of course.
Oh,
and,
no.
Yeah.
So he didn't make it quite across.
No, he
was-
made it across, but he should have took the gully way.
Oh, gosh.
I guess he's like one of the first Evel Knievel.
About like that Snake River landing.
Yeah.
Pretty similar.
Except he didn't have no parachute.
He hit the bank.
Yes, he did. But I guess he was doing the Evel Knievel stuff around here for Evel Knievel.
Yeah, I think lots of kids were doing Evel Knievel about it.
He just managed to market it well.
There you go.
Yeah, he did.
Very well.
So, Miss Taylor,
Okay.
a fine young lady, and Dr. Elizabeth Taylor, by the way. And she's done those 2 books on Camp Forrest, and her second one just come out a few months ago.
That's
And she's doing-
Voices of Camp Forrest in World War II.
Yeah. And have you got a little bit of history on her there, or information?
I just got
what
a
have
little,
you got right there?
a little blurb on the book. It says Camp Forrest was a World War II induction, training, and prisoner of war facility in Tullahoma. The self-sustained city was home to 70,000 soldiers and about 12,000 civilian employees in 1943. The base accepted and housed German and Italian POWs. After the war ended, the base was decommissioned and dismantled. The legacy of the facility at home and abroad is still evident today. The memories of those who lived, worked, trained, and grew up during this time of sacrifice and war recount a time the world has not seen since. Author Elizabeth Taylor uses numerous personal interviews, newspaper articles, diaries, and biographies to tell the stories of those who lived through the era.
Okay. And one of her books this time is going to have a lot of letters, written from Camp Forrest and received to Camp Forrest. So I know that part of it, and I don't know what else she's going to have in it. But here's an interesting little fact. This is something else you didn't know. You know where Jiffy Burger is.
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Josh, Scott's office right behind
Yes,
it?
uh-huh.
Okay. Well, the next 3 houses are actually officer quarters that was moved off of the Camp Forrest property.
Really? Yeah, I've seen those houses back there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If you'll look, they're all just alike.
They
They're
are?
about 1,000 square feet. Now, I think the third one has been added onto like the back porch and a little bit. But ain't that
Yeah.
something?
Well, that's where I used to work in Berry Hill in Nashville. It was a post World War II community that was built for all the houses were the same for returning soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
So
You think about what you just said when you read that. Here is a sleepy little town of Tullahoma and Manchester with the county back then probably had a total population of 20-something thousand or so. Just
Yeah,
guessing,
yeah.
I don't know. Josh, you might could figure that out during World War II. But anyway, so you think about adding another 80 or 90,000 more people
yeah,
to
I
this
can't-
community.
I can't quite really imagine that many.
Well,
people
that's what-
Bringing in Bonnaroo
here.
type of
That's it,
population.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
back
they
then.
didn't just hang out for
That's true.
a week.
No, and think about that. They spent a lot of money here.
I'm sure.
They rented rooms instead of houses. There was no houses. That was, if you get that much, people coming in, that many. So instead of renting houses, they rented rooms.
Well, just think,
Yeah.
25,000 people over there were considered alien enemies. They were like Germans, Italians, and Japanese aliens that were living in the country who were arrested
Right.
at the outbreak of the war.
The Coffee County population in 1940,
Okay, that's
according
it.
to the census,
Uh-huh.
was 18,900.
Okay, so I wasn't too far off.
That was a 12% jump from the prior census in 1930.
Ain't that
And then in
amazing?
1950, it jumped up another 21%, and then 24% in 1960. So you started to see a lot of growth
Yeah.
after that.
But you think about what you just said. There are 20,000 people in the whole county.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, evidently, you've added more than what I said, 100,000. You've added over 100,000 counting the prisoner.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you something else people don't think about. A lot of those soldiers' wives follow them, and that's where they come into the apartments and the houses and all that. Anyway, there's a lot of history from the Civil War. You know, in 1861 the railroad was finished here, and that's about the time the Civil War started. So, I mean, you've got Civil War artifacts, you got World War II artifacts. You know,
And a lot of Civil War markers around town.
Oh, absolutely.
yes. Don't they even have a trail, Josh?
Yeah, they have the Civil War Trail here.
Right.
And don't ask me where all the
Yeah, I know.
markers are, but there's
Yeah,
several.
okay.
No, there's
But-
one on the square.
But for a community, we sure do have a lot of history when it comes to the wars, the soldiers, and
Definitely, yeah.
what do we still have out there? We have a test facility still
Definitely,
there.
yeah.
That originally used a lot of the German equipment.
Oh, yeah, probably
Yeah.
so. I bet.
I ain't no problem. They did. They brought it right on over there.
The V2 rockets, you know, they were trying to reverse engineer, you know, the engines.
Right. Well, I tell you what, if you gave them just a few more months,
It would have been hard to handle.
yeah.
And they had more than that. I mean, they had the first jet engines,
That's what I was going to
first
say.
jet fighters.
Well, yeah, and that's something that they were almost on the verge of having fully developed.
They were really
The
technologically
jets,
superior
and had
to
they
us at
done
the
that,
time.
our P-38s wouldn't have caught them,
No, that would have been.
which was one of our faster planes.
Yeah. And it said in 1946, it said the war was over and Camp Forrest and Northern Field were declared surplus property. Now, the buildings were sold at auction, torn down and carted away. Water and sewage systems, electrical systems, sold as salvage.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
even had a theater out there. I mean, it was a
Yes,
community.
yes.
They had fire departments.
They had,
they had it all.
a sports arena was bought by Lincoln Memorial University and moved to Harrogate, Tennessee, where it was rechristened the Mary E. Mars Gymnasium, and it's still in use today as the school's volleyball teams and the academy's athletic teams and classes. So, yeah.
Didn't
They had tennis courts, golf course.
Josh? You're good at research. You could do something quick. I think Hardaway Construction is who built Camp Forrest. See if you can find out that the construction people who built Camp Forrest. I believe it was Hardaway Construction. Anyway, I've got a couple of those badges. I've got a Camp P badge, which was prior to Camp Forrest.
Yeah.
But,
Named after our former governor, Austin P.
Yeah, there you go.
Said Camp Forrest covered 85,000 acres, located just beyond the old Camp P. So there was more than that, actually. That was just Camp Forrest
I
area.
think they've got around 40,000 acres now or so, in the 40 range.
Said they also, it was a training, I guess Northern Field was a training site for crews of the B-24 bombers. They trained cooks there. Okay, you were talking what they had. They had service clubs, guest houses, a library.
Hang on just a second. Right. Is that a call,
Got us on?
Josh?
Michael T's going to answer
Okay,
and find
go
out for
ahead.
us.
Cool.
All right.
Post exchanges, post office, hospital facilities, chapel, theater, barracks. It was also home to the Red Cross and the Army Emergency Relief Facilities. Recreation included swimming, archery, tennis, sports arena, 9-hole golf course.
All right. Do we have
So
a call?
there you go.
Is that a call for us? It is a call for us.
All right.
Let's cue
Hey,
up.
after we take this, we're going to take a break.
We will. I know. I was looking at the time right now. We'll get a call then. Good morning. You're on Let's Talk Antiques.
Hey there.
Hey.
I don't have anything from Camp Forrest, but I've got a lot from over where they developed the atom bomb,
Yeah.
and I've got a pin from the Manhattan Project with the A on it, where
Yeah.
a gentleman worked on that project,
That is
and a lot of
interesting.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
And even going back further than that, I've got a newspaper where we declared war in 1917,
Mm-hmm.
and I just sold some discharge papers from a soldier during the Civil War. I've got a lot
Oh,
of
wow.
papers, stuff like that.
I've got
that
a.
I bought through the years that I buy and trade on.
Well, yeah.
I pulled up the A-bomb pin from Manhattan Project, and they're bringing around $200, by the way. So
Yeah.
Well,
I got this from a gentleman that his wife's father worked on that project. I got their whole scrapbook
wow.
with a lot of their little ration stamps and all kinds of stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, you
And,
got some
hey,
interesting stuff.
And it's all for sale. I sell all that stuff. I find great on it.
Well,
So, yeah.
you've heard of swap
I think
and
he's
shop.
looking for swap and shop.
You've heard of swap and shop here. You call them
Yeah,
up.
I do. I call it all the time.
Hey,
But
you said
I'm
you
always
got
selling stuff like that.
you got discharge papers, right? Civil War you just sold.
Well, I did. I just sold them.
Well, I'll tell you what I have.
Just sold them. His
and we're gonna-
discharge in 1864. A fellow from Fayetteville area.
Boy, that'd been nice.
Yeah.
That's a good piece to have. All right. Well,
Yeah.
we appreciate you calling in, and
Yes, sir. And I appreciate you doing it. I really enjoy listening.
well, thank you.
All right. I think on that note, we need to pay some bills.
Hey, Josh.
Yes.
I think you're right.
All right. You're listening to Let's Talk Antiques on Thunder Radio.
Hello, I'm Pick and Rick T from CFC, best place to get you used auto parts and all types of metals to repurpose for your needs. Just take a drive down 55, see this handsome guy, stop on by. Check out our computer for hundreds of autos to locate the make and the model of the part you need. $2 fee is all you pay. Sign in and get a hand stamp, it's good for all day. Bring in your tools, get the parts you need pulled, and use a wheelbarrow to lighten the load. Pay for your parts, prices you'll be fond of. Each part's price the same, Chevy or Honda. Get exchange warranty for 30 days too. Swap out the parts you don't need for the parts that you do. Happy picking!
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
That's right. We're back on Let's Talk Antiques. 21 minutes or so-ish after the hour. We're talking World War II things
Oh yeah.
when we left.
And the
we
history
could
of
spend,
Coffee County, how they supported
Yeah, we could spend days on this, I'm sure.
the war effort, right?
Oh, Lord, yes.
You know, Ronnie had a little piece there. He's looking up to see if Hardaway Construction is the one that built that.
Yeah, that's
He's
what I was
see if
trying.
he's a better looker-upper than I am.
There.
Well, I don't know. You're pretty good at it.
Well, I just took a second, then I moved on to other things.
Yeah.
But Ronnie
Somebody's
has
got to
one-
run the board over here, you know.
Ronnie has one more little piece, interesting information. Then we're going to get into Camp Forrest and look up some items, which there's not a lot on there.
Things that happened around here and said because of the maneuvers and the operations, civilians in this area had to adjust to blocked roads, traffic jams, crowded stores, the absence of mail delivery, and driving at night without lights. And also said that soldiers camped out on lawns and fields, and said many crops and fences were destroyed without compensation to the owners. Now, can you imagine the government doing that nowadays? Walking around destroying people's crops and not having to
We're going to get
pay?
into another topic.
I believe they would be sued. They'd sue their pants off today.
Do you know how long it takes when you sue the government?
There
Yeah.
you go, yeah.
We'll be talking
But-
about it
Yeah.
for years.
But they will.
Somebody may have sued them then, and we still haven't gotten a verdict on
Yeah,
that.
there you
Matter
are.
of fact.
I think you're right, Josh.
There's another thing we need to look up.
I've got a thing here where it references Hardaway.
Yeah, that's
said
it.
There were two banks in Tullahoma at the time, and Hardaway Construction payroll account deposits were at First National Bank. First National Bank President E.D. Blackman ordered the installation of a new revolving front door and rear exit door to ensure payroll processing was as efficient as possible.
Well, see, I'm just about.
means a lot of
That
people
makes
are
me
cashing
even
their
more
check.
positive that Hardaway done it.
Oh, they
Yeah.
did. I've got it here.
Okay, you got it.
Yeah.
Okay, what's it say?
Well, there's a lot to it.
Okay.
I was going to read it and then summarize it.
Yeah, okay. While he's summarizing, why don't we look up some Camp Forrest stuff? So let him read that. Now, you're not going to find a lot of Camp Forrest stuff on eBay at all. What you do find is a few letters and a few postcards and some like class books, you know, where they took almost like a high school annual type things. Mm-hmm. Now, what have you found there?
No, this is unrelated stuff.
Okay.
No,
Oh, no, here we go.
No.
Here's a World War II Army 33rd Division pictorial history of Camp Forrest, 1941 to 42. Basically a yearbook.
Yeah.
$48.95 for the buy it now on that. There's like 3 of those on there. Oh, here's a patch. It's got the Camp Forrest logo on it. It says Camp Forrest, Tennessee, USA. Went for $40 after 14 bids.
There's a different style one.
Yeah, a different patch. Went for $31. Just this Camp Forrest, Tennessee, with a slightly different logo. With 22 bids on that. Let's see.
Just not a
There's
lot.
the pillow sham covers. I've seen stuff about those before.
Yeah.
World War II pillow sham cover, U.S. Army, Forest, Tennessee, and it says Mother, and it has a poem underneath it on that. They wanted $18 and took a best offer, but it was probably a little more than that after shipping.
Yeah. Well, I noticed the Doc Taylor's.
There you go. Voices of Camp Forrest and World War History. New copy of the book went for $23.71. And another Camp
That's
Forrest.
the original one there, right? The first one.
Her first book went for $23.29. And another pillow sham cover with "To My Sweetheart" on that one. 2 bids on that one for $15.
Is that another book there, Voices of
Yeah,
Camp?
there's another one for books.
Keep
Another
scrolling.
another pillow sham went for $16.
Oh, there's the pennant.
Oh, the nice pennant. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Oh, that's reasonable, isn't
A
it?
felt pennant says Camp Forrest on it, $9.50. Boy,
Yeah.
I would have possibly snagged that up, seen that
Well,
going
you
by.
possibly can still get one. Look at here. Now you get into the postcards and a few letters.
Yeah, Postal Chattanooga Forest Camp of Confederate Veterans, 1893.
That's a little different.
Yeah, that's a different. That's $12 on that. Here's a letter with postmark, just an envelope. Forest, Tennessee. World War II Army cover, 318th Infantry. $10 for that. It's a good deal to get $10 for that, I figure. Here's a postcard of 23rd Division Headquarters Camp Forrest postcard. Buy it now, $4.55 with free shipping. Here's another postcard showing artillery firing on it at 1941. That 4 bids on that one for $3.40. Another envelope from there went for $3, and that's all I got.
That's
So,
it?
That's it.
Okay.
Well, that's what I just said. There's not a lot of Camp Forest.
No,
Now,
I looked earlier.
I have a few Camp Forest pieces, a little more than what you've seen there.
Yeah.
They actually made tags that said Camp Forest. They had them the motorcycle size, and then they had them the regular, almost about 2/3 of a car size. Like in the 30s and 40s, the tags wasn't as big as they are now,
Right.
and that's the other tag side of it.
Did they just say Camp Forrest on them, or did they have numbers?
They had numbers and everything,
letters
just like a
stuff on
regular.
them? Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I didn't know, maybe they had just a
And
blanket
like
tag.
I said, I have some badges, and you have to have ID, of course, to get in there to the camp. And I've got some people's original ID that they use to get in. And
Not against the law to try and
Identity
sneak somebody's ID there.
I doubt if you could sneak into the base now with a Camp Forest ID.
Oh, okay.
I don't think you could.
We'll make that a
No.
video.
Well, we'll
we could
give
do
it a
that
try.
undercover stuff.
Yeah, we'll give it a
Yeah.
try. And
We
see
might
if
even
can
start a
get in.
reality show. See
Yeah,
if
we'll follow him around with.
how to get in
documentary.
there, right? How to get into the base.
Yeah.
Now, Ronnie, you said you found something.
Yes,
We're gonna
I
take a
did.
break here. Another one pretty soon.
Yeah, about
Okay.
4 minutes.
Now, we were talking about the Hardaway Construction Company. Now, they were out of Columbus, Georgia, and they partnered up with Crichton Construction Company out of Nashville in a temporary partnership to build the 1,300 buildings, the 55 miles of road, the 5 miles of railroad track that made up Camp Forrest. They had over 20,000 people employed in constructing the camp. Okay. It was initially supposed to have been a $13 million facility expected to cover 40,000 acres.
I bet it went over.
Eventually, it was 36 million and covered
Imagine that, Josh.
78,000 acres. Now, and those acres were taken from people, confiscated, without being paid for.
Yeah.
by the government at the time.
Eminent domain and all that.
There you go. That's
Exactly. More than
famous words.
eminent. Today, eminent domain, they at least pay you something. You know.
Back then, it's like we're gonna have it.
Back
That's
then,
mine.
they just take it. Now, housing at the induction and training center proved to be a real problem. So many soldiers had to stay in tents. Camp Forrest employed 12,000 civilians. And they ran the post exchange, operated the 9,000 square foot laundry, performed maintenance on military vehicles. They repaired tanks, and artillery pieces, and staffed the induction center. And it said over 250,000 young men received their initial physical exams at that induction center. 250,000.
$250,000.
Yeah. Now,
Wait.
Approximately 800 alien civilians were interned there from January until November 42, making it the first civilian internment camp in the nation. Prisoners of war replaced the civilian internees in 43, and by the end of the war, just over 24,000 members of the Wehrmacht were under guard at the facility. Now, another interesting thing, they had a newsletter, the Germans did, that they put out called the latrine. Yeah, amongst themselves.
Hey,
Yeah.
what is that when you go over the viaduct and you turn right? Isn't that a building right there on the school grounds that came from Camp Forrest?
I don't know about that.
The Red Cross. It's got,
I don't think so. I think that the USO building where they're putting the new police station, when they tore that down, that was the last building from
Camp Forrest.
from Camp Forrest.
The Red Cross was out at the base, during
Yeah, I was
the
just
war.
wondering if that
That's an
one
old
building,
building.
that little wooden building, if they hadn't
I
moved it.
understand, but
Right.
I don't think so. Though I was told that was the last building when they
They're
tore
in
that one down.
They're in that brick building beside it now, aren't they?
I don't know.
Tell almost not much on
I
preservation.
think that
so
wooden building's still there, but there's a brick
that's
building.
another story, though.
Well, you got South Jackson. That's where I went to school, so
True.
it's lasted
Well,
that
I mean
long.
a smaller one,
Yeah.
because I had to go up there and do some work on it one time.
I got a cool little note here. It says that all 1,300 buildings were to be dismantled, including a dozen chapels on August 7th, 1946. And that the United States, yes, 1,300 buildings and a dozen chapels. That's hard to imagine, a dozen chapels out there. But, I mean, there was, 80,000 people, so,
Well, they probably needed a
Really,
dozen.
really, there was over 100,000 people.
you just don't, I just can't put in my head that many people out there, you know.
Well, what about a 10,000 square foot laundromat? Huh? Can you put that in your head? Josh,
It's a
with
big
that, don't
laundromat.
you think we ought to take a break?
I think we ought to.
Hello, I'm Pickin' Rick T from CFC, best place to get you used auto parts and all types of metals to repurpose for your needs. Just take a drive down 55, see this handsome guy, stop on by. Check out our computer for hundreds of autos to locate the make and the model of the part you need. $2 fee is all you pay. Sign in and get a hand stamp, it's good for all day. Bring in your tools, get the parts you need pulled, and use a wheelbarrow to lighten the load. Pay for your parts, prices you'll be fond of. Each part's price the same, Chevy or Honda. Get exchange warranty for 30 days too. Swap out the parts you don't need for the parts that you do. Happy picking!
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
And you're welcome to call in if you have any questions or comments or concerns about your antiques. And they're outdated.
Yes. Hey, better than that, since we're talking about World War II, they can call in and give us their World War II stories, right? As long as they're like 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, so a lot of the information I pulled off of about Camp Forrest, by the way, if somebody wants to look them up on their own, was at campforrest.com.
And that's a lot of info, right?
Yeah, somebody has registered that, and they're trying to gather as much information as they can. So it's pretty cool. So you wanted to go over to just World War II in
so
general?
since we're talking about World War II, I have a gentleman that comes, the one that's going to contribute to her book. That's all he collects is World War II stuff. And he was telling me about a couple of weeks ago how high that stuff had got. So you would think like World War I or the other wars would be more expensive, but evidently World War. Hey, I'll tell you an interesting
I
fact.
think it's more. I don't know why, but I feel like World War II gets more
Right.
publicity. You don't hear a lot
Yes.
of talk of World War
Let,
I.
let me tell you what I learned about the World War II helmet. How you can tell a World War II helmet from the older or newer. It right in the front of it. It's got a little seam around the lip part of it. And they used those same helmets in Korea and Vietnam.
Really?
I've got a helmet, a World War II helmet, but it's got the Vietnam head part of it, inside.
Okay.
Ain't that something?
I didn't. Well, I guess they made a bunch of them, but
Well, during World War II, they made a bunch of everything.
yeah. So on
Speaking of helmets,
Speaking of helmets, I've got some on eBay here. You got a rare early World War II fixed bale U.S. helmet with original owner, hand painted camouflage. 15 bids, $4,730.
I was gonna guess it was gonna be pretty high.
You
I
got
never know.
you got any of them?
Yeah, I've got 4 of them.
All right. Are they hand painted camouflage?
They are. Yeah.
You're
Matter of fact,
rich.
I've
Using-
invested.
Using
You're
them
rich.
to hold up a table, right?
Yeah, no, I do not. I do not have any of those. Only the play sets that I had when I was a kid.
Well, that's hey.
with the play
Believe it or
helmets.
not, that stuff's high.
Probably worth as much.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but not with the condition mine are in.
So you did play with
I
it.
didn't keep them in the box. No.
You did blow up a few then.
Yeah,
You actually did war.
yeah.
War
yeah.
games. Got another helmet?
I got a World War II German M35 Normandy camo X chicken wire helmet. The buy it now was $2,800 on that one. All of these look like they're used. None of these look, brand new. By the way,
David, why don't you buy us a couple of those? We'll display them here.
I've
in
got
the
them.
studio.
I'll let you display
Oh,
one.
good.
I've
Let's
got
put 'em
3
up.
of them.
No, let's put
Hey,
'em
matter of fact, I got a World War II helmet that's actually it's got a bullet hole in it, a front and exit hole.
That doesn't sound good.
Well, that's what I thought, but I talked to my friend that's really good at it. And you know how I told you I had the Vietnam hardware
Yes.
under it? He said that the hardware was probably high enough that it went over
Okay.
his head.
Yeah.
And that's why you need that hardware.
If the exit holes lined up perfectly, then it probably means it didn't hit anything on the way
Yeah.
going through.
No, it didn't.
Okay.
No.
I got an M38 paratrooper division helmet. They were wanting $2,500 and they got over $2,200.
Does it have a set of wings on the back of it? It looks like.
It does.
Okay.
It's a Fallschirmjäger Jaeger. Fallschirmjäger. So I'd
Is that
say
one
that's-
word?
I believe that. Yeah, it is all one word. Yeah, it's just got like 6 consonants in a row. That kind
Gotta be a
of.
German word.
I believe that would be a German helmet.
That
That's-
sounds
Americans
German.
are lazier than that. We don't have words that
Buy a
long.
vowel.
Yeah.
There you go. Let me see. Here's a Polish World War II helmet. They were asking $2,000 and they got over $1,500 for that.
Now we're talking, they made a lot of helmets, Josh.
Yes,
They made
There's a lot of soldiers in the war.
there were a lot.
German M17 helmet, 16 bids on that one for $1,382. Here's a German African Corps helmet, 25 bids on that one for $1,302.
That was Rommel, wasn't it?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Tank man, right?
Yeah. The
Here's-
African Corps.
Here's a
Here's a good one.
World War II helmet. It's a white with the red cross from the Battle of the Bulge. It went for $1,250. Japanese helmet, Type 90, in excellent condition. Went 19 bids on that. Went for $1,225.
Tells me there's a lot of interest in helmets.
Man, I'll tell you.
Keep going.
World War II German M32 helmet. It says U.S. 75th Division War Trophy Souvenir. So somebody took this off of somebody and then decorated it afterwards. And
What all they got on it?
it went for $1,145. Let me see the close up.
Would that be
photos here.
$1,145?
I believe so.
Okay.
Let's
Talk a
see.
little differently.
RUHR Pocket. We're liable to say something,
Well, don't say it.
That it says World War II German helmet, model 42. The German soldier who lost, quote unquote, lost it, had camouflaged it with a heavy coating of sand to prevent reflections. It was then overpainted with green and perhaps brown paint to enhance the camouflage. A souvenir-hungry American soldier from the 75th Division acquired it and painted his battle honors from 44 and 45 on the helmet. These unique, individualized painted helmets like this are a true form of World War II folk art, is the thing.
Absolutely. What's he got there, Holland?
Yeah, it says, I think it's the different places and
That he went?
towns and things that he was in. I can't really. It's Holland, Belgium, the something Forest, something River. So, yeah, cool.
Josh, don't you let us get away from the time.
Oh, you got plenty of time. I think we got about
Okay.
5-6 minutes here.
Okay. You just yell at us when it's time to.
I'll just cut you off.
All right, there you go. Well, cut Philip off for Ronnie. I don't talk much. I'm kind of shy.
Here's an M1C paratrooper helmet, rigger made, World War II. These are going for $950, and these look like what I think of the more traditional helmets, but they're probably not since they're
What about the Red Cross
paratrooper
stuff?
version. World War II Africa
Oh,
Corps medic pith helmet.
Okay, so that is British.
Oh, okay. And medical armband, German Army. Oh, that's this German Army.
But I think
Oh, the
that-
armband's
Yeah,
German. Okay.
that's a pith. That would be British.
It went for right around $950.
Mm-hmm.
There's another U.S. World War II medic helmet, $950.
You know, there'd be a whole lot less of those medic helmets than there would be the regular helmets.
You definitely think so.
If you were
You'd think
medics,
they'd be a little higher.
You'd think so. Maybe they're just not as valued, and
Yeah.
somebody didn't want a medic.
When
helmet.
you're collecting them as much. Here's a World War II Wasp pilot, Gene McCart, original goggles and flight cap.
No.
With the helmet, it's an estate find.
Yeah.
It's got the name on the hat. 62 bids on that went for $809. World War II.
So she was a pilot.
Yeah. Well, it could be a guy.
No, I
Gene
think
too.
I think it.
Oh,
that-
it's a Wasp. Never mind.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. Yeah.
She's a pilot.
World War II Royal Air Force flight helmet, oxygen mask with goggles. 4 bids on that was $750.
Now, Josh, you don't like Star Wars, but that's almost getting into the Star Wars look.
Yeah.
It does it. I can't see.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I want to get a view.
with the pod races.
Oh,
Yeah.
it does.
Yeah.
Very much.
That's probably about where they got it.
Yeah, well, we know that German helmets.
Well, and we know that the original battle scenes were copied from dogfights. I mean, move for move.
Right.
Really?
Yes,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I got a World War II Japanese
Why
helmet.
reinvent it, Philip?
Oh, okay. Well, I guess if you.
Oh,
Yeah.
or-
World War II Japanese helmet with liner, Okinawa vet. 2 bids on that, $737.55. I had no idea that helmets. I mean, say we've been going through them for a while now. We're still in,
Well, yeah, we hadn't got any
strong
$5
$700s.
helmets
Oh,
yet.
pretty good.
No.
Not stumbled across any of those. Pull it out of your wallet.
You wait till you see some of the uniforms.
World War II RCAF 1942 C helmet, with goggles and mask with the white silk scarf. So that's another pilot thing. 3 bids, $735.
What's that say about the sun right under it? There's something about right there.
That one?
No, it just says Navy. Okay.
Okay. I don't know, even see where you're looking at. Oh, okay. U.S. Marine Corps one?
Yeah.
M1 helmet, Navy, St. Clair, World War II, 24 bids, $723.67. That came from France.
And see, here's the thing. 10 years ago, you could go to flea markets and find helmets everywhere.
Really.
Everywhere. Oh, yeah. 10 years ago.
Just in that amount of time, it's changed. The market's changed that much.
Yeah.
Man, I
On lots of things, not just
I
World War
just-
II.
just want to skim down and see what I mean, like at the bottom of the page, after 200 listings, German World War II transitional helmet and liner, $344 with 2 bids.
And I bet it's rough.
Well, no, it's
And then you still got
like
10
the
more
others.
pages of
10
it.
more pages.
Not
of it.
counting, there's probably more than that. But so you hit, what'd you hit, page 5?
I hit page 5. Let's see.
You're still in
Now,
the $100 range.
Yeah, at the bottom of page 5, you're still at $100. And these are
Look at that rusty one right there.
World War
Russia.
II relic Soviet Red Army helmet. Yeah, and this is definitely a
It looks like a Doug
it's
helmet.
a dig find. It's $85.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, it's just amazing to me.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look at that one right there.
This
See
one, the netting on the
Uh-huh.
top of that. It's a British 1940 World War II steel helmet from 1940. That was $80 to buy it now on that one. Probably could have gotten more on that. Let's say the German and the German ones bring a lot of money,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of those Marine ones, it seemed like.
Yeah.
Were the big
Well,
ones.
we can get into the flags and we'll get into the uniforms after this break, and we're not going to have enough time really.
I've got some knives here too.
Okay, all right, we'll come back and get a few knives and then we'll get the uniforms.
Hello, I'm Pick and Rick T from CFC, best place to get you used auto parts and all types of metals to repurpose for your needs. Just take a drive down 55, see this handsome guy, stop on by. Check out our computer for hundreds of autos to locate the make and the model of the part you need. $2 fee is all you pay. Sign in, get a hand stamp, it's good for all day. Bring in your tools, get the parts you need pulled, and use a wheelbarrow to lighten the load. Pay for your parts, prices you'll be fond of. Each part's price the same, Chevy or Honda. Get exchange warranty for 30 days too. Swap out the parts you don't need for the parts that you do. Happy picking!
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
We got tons of stuff to talk about on the last 10 minutes. David's already talking about it before I even get on air. He's going to town on it over there. But y'all had some knives.
It
and
makes
some
you want to
flags
talk
and
about it with all this.
Oh, there's tons of stuff.
How about a
over there
Pearl
that we can-
Harbor flag? And how about, let's do these knives, Ronnie.
Okay, I have a rare U.S. World War II. That's just a Floyd Nichols. Now remember that name. Fighting knife, and this has a sheath. They wanted $4,500 for it, and they took a best offer. Okay, which I know is more than $3,200, which is the next one down, was a rare U.S. World War II. Now, this was a W-31 parachutist, United States Marine Corps knife and a sheath. It's, like I say, it brought $3,200.
Well, look
Now,
at that. You,
The
all
ne-
of them are high.
The next one is this Floyd Nichols. That seems to be a guy that made a lot of knives for the military. World War II. Or maybe he didn't make as much as others because everyone says it's rare.
Or maybe they're better knife.
Yeah, but it's a fighting knife, brought $2,900. Now, these are knives that have sold.
Well, give us about 3 or 4 more.
I have a U.S. World War II Randall made Springfield fighting knife with the sheath and stone, $2,695. A World War II U.S. Camelus Marine Corps Raider stiletto knife. It says Old Carson's Raiders World War II. I don't know what that means, but they wanted $2,250. Took a best offer, and I know it was better than $2,000 for that knife. We have another U.S. Army Marine World War II. This is a Leo Baker fighting knife and scabbard. Say $2,000 is what that one brought.
Give us one more, Ronnie.
A Randall Springfield knife, World War II with the original sheath and stone, $1,824 with 11 bids.
Okay, real quick, scroll down to the bottom of that, then we're going to let Philip. I want to see what just on that one page, how many dollars has it?
That's
Keep
some
going.
valuable knives there, Ronnie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get down to the bottom of your page.
Now this page, we have the lowest one is a World War II Alaska theater knife from the Aleutian Islands, World War II fighting U.S. collection dagger, $380. I think that's a reproduction. Let me see if I can find something that's real up here. It's actually, so here we go. World War II, U.S. Navy Mark II Kabar, I don't know what that means, fighting knife with USN Boyd.
2K bar. K bar is a
K-Bar, that's a company,
Yeah.
okay, there you go. $395 with 48 bids, they were all over that one.
and there's other pages, lots
Oh,
more
God,
pages
there's
than
tons
knives.
of them.
Now,
Tons of 'em.
from knives to flags.
I've got a World War II 48-star flag flown at the Marine Barracks on Pearl Harbor, December 7th, 1941. $8,110 after 70 bids.
I'm not surprised.
70 bids now.
You would have
God
thought it
almighty.
brought more than that, wouldn't you?
Well, that's a lot.
Yeah.
a lot
But
of
what's
money.
the next one under it? There was another one.
The one under it is
Not that one.
that's the same thing.
Same one.
Same.
Okay.
Find one that was on one of the ships, like the Arizona or something.
I've got
See
a
what that brings.
29th Division D-Day Normandy invasion battle flag. It's in pretty rough shape.
Yeah, but that's the way you
I would
want it.
imagine.
37 bids on that went for $6,100.
Make a little racket and show Josh that one. He'll be impressed.
Spin that around. Oh, goodness.
Let's see.
Hey, by the way, you're talking about ship-flown flags. I have a Japanese ship-flown flag.
Uh-huh.
Souvenir from World War II.
There's a 1945 Nagasaki, Japan Hellcat pilot. That's not a flag. Sorry, flag souvenir. It says it's just not the red dot flag. The one of those is
That's the kind I got right there.
yeah. It's like I wanted $1,500 and took a best offer, and the next one was $1,200. So they got over $1,200 for that one.
And all it is a white flag with a white
the-
background with a red circle, which was
Sure.
And their verification is it was from a soldier who brought it back, kind of thing. Nothing on it special.
Mhm.
You want to drop while we're
Look, yeah, we
couple
better.
minutes.
We only got it. Yeah, let's
We
do
got,
let's do a few uniforms.
few uniforms here. World War II Air Force 725th Battle Squadron. Let's see.
Got the
what's
jacket with it.
that? Jacket. A bunch of medals.
Awards.
Awards. 23 bids. $2,651. Man, this is one medal. World War II CATF. No. Dual wing U.S. Chinese pilot named Indian, made patch uniform. Oh, it's an Indian made patch. World record holder pilot Bumblebee 1 and 2 was who it was given to. 15 bids on that, $2,513.
Now, flight jackets. They're good for. They'd be $1,000, $1,500 all day long and more.
Leather flight jacket, troop transport squadron, 41 bids, $2,325.
Just for a flight jacket.
That's here's another Air Force Type A2 jacket, Poughkeepsie Leather Company in New York. 3 bids, $2,225.
See, you could find those too.
Starting bid was probably $2,100 or something like that. World War II A2 jackets style, size 44, rough. They wanted $2,000 and got right at it. Man, the Navy jacket, size 38, Navy Department. One bid on that, $2,000. Let's see. Do we want to jump to hit bayonets just for a
Yeah, you
second?
can.
I have some bayonets.
Okay,
All
you
right,
got
go
them?
ahead.
Yeah, I got a
We only got another minute or
Yeah,
two?
a minute and a
a
half.
couple minutes.
Yeah, give us 4 or 5 of
I
them.
have a World War II 42-inch original. This is a German bayonet. $2,000 one bid. I have a World War II German Luftwaffe forestry stag grip bayonet. They wanted $1,295. They took a best offer, something I'd say better than $900. I have a World War II Japanese paratrooper Type 100 bayonet with Prague. $856 with 23 bids.
All right. And by the way, I want to thank Tracy because it was her idea for us to do this World War II stuff today.
Oh, good idea.
We're sitting around talking about shows. She said, do one on World War II.
Absolutely.
And there's lots of this stuff around here.
Yeah. Hey, we got to get out of here, ain't we, Josh?
Yeah, it's about that time, I suppose. Are there any parting things that y'all need to say or Does Philip have any official
Yeah, look, you
ID
got-
signatures?
Oh, Ronnie.
I don't
Oh,
know.
by the way, Josh, you don't like Star Wars, but how you like my jacket?
I'd say it's a nice looking jacket.
It's his
Star
Han
Wars.
Solo jacket.
It's a Han Solo jacket. Yeah.
Not sure I'd wear it, but let's get on. You've been listening to Let's Talk.
From the Force Awakens.
You've been listening to Let's Talk Antiques on Thunder Radio. Be back every Wednesday from 9 until 10.